All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the show. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a live stream today because I know when I do a live stream, we get loads of questions and XYZ. But it's not that, it's just that I don't have enough time on my hands to sit down and do a live stream. I would love to do one with all of you guys, but I just want to quickly kind of give you a rough market update. The reason I'm saying rough is because the previous live stream that we did, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it, because I did mention a few numbers and the probability of something's happening based on particular scenarios. So based on that, and then of course on Discord I updated the price as well. I said, look, we have to be above 98,400, which is actually 98,453, so I didn't add the 53, but that's there. Again, I don't need to reiterate some of the numbers that I've given because my lines are already drawn and they're permanent, and I have published the charts on Discord weeks, if not months ago, with the same line. So those lines haven't changed, guys. So that's what we're looking at. We need to break past that resistance. So today we did kind of attempt, in fact yesterday as well, we did kind of attempt to break past that 98,400. Unfortunately, the attempt was a failure and we got rejected. So it's fine, right? Okay, we're not too concerned about us being rejected from the 98,400. Obviously we need to be above that, right? And it's kind of proving the point that we have to get above that and close a candle above that. Now the market itself right now, obviously it doesn't look good, right? When you start looking at the technical patterns, it just does not look good, and I can flip the camera and show you guys what I mean by that, right? But regardless, whatever the market's saying right now, we need to understand that what's the worst thing that could happen, right? What's the worst thing that we could expect? Because as you've probably heard on my previous live stream, if you have watched it, that all the technical patterns are saying that we're coming in for a reset, right? We're definitely coming in for a reset, and that means that anytime now we should start pumping back up. Now whether it's going to drag for this week or so, we don't know, right? But it's going to drag for a little bit. So far everything is kind of reset. RSI hasn't completely reset yet, but the stochastic RSI has, which means we're in the perfect zone to actually buy. And as I mentioned on the last video as well, this is the opportunity for us to buy the dip. However, we have to buy with caution. We have to buy with stop loss, right? So if you are going to buy the dip and whatnot, right, you have to buy with stop loss. Also, by the way, guys, just wanted to say this, none of this, whatever I'm saying is not financial advice. So I'm not a financial advisor or anything. You have to make your own decisions, do your own research, and do whatever needs to be done. I'm only telling you what the charts are telling me, and these numbers can be verified on Discord and whatnot, that I have published these months ago. So this is kind of a record, right? I always say, my name is Sham, this is Zero X File, and the truth is always out there. And the truth I'm talking about is the numbers, and everything that I've said, or the analysis that I do is there for historical reasons. You can actually go back and see the numbers, how I've already told you what we could potentially expect. Of course, whenever it's an undecided situation, like for example last week's candle we had was an undecided candle, so I said there is an if this then that, which means if we go up we can have this situation, if we go down we can have this situation. So that's all I can say. I can't really say anything else. If it's an undecided candle, it's an undecided candle. We have to look at both probabilities. So similar way, right now, what I'm looking at, yes, the technical patterns are still strong, telling us that we need to have a big move, right? However, we've kind of dipped below our little threshold of 97,000. We dipped below that. We're at 96. We even went as low as 95,000 earlier on today. Not a concern. We are actually okay until 93,800 ish, right? 800 something I've got, but 93,800, we're okay until that. So as long as we don't lose that. So it's not like before when we said, oh, we wish we went to 90k, or we're okay until 90k. Right now we cannot lose 93,800. So if we want the market to continue forward, and if it does go below 93,800, then unfortunately we could potentially go and test the lower levels, right, up to the $86,000, $88,000 level. So we got to be very, very careful, right, what we wish for. Right now we are not wishing for any of those things. That time is gone. So remember, when we were pumping too hard, we did mention we wanted a correction, because a correction is healthy, and we got one correction which was okay, but it wasn't that great. And then recently this is the correction that we had, and that's the one that's created all the fear and panic in the market. Currently I think the fear and greed is about 35 in the market. So yes, there's a lot of fear, right? There's a lot of fear in the market, but what you have to understand is that market will do the complete opposite of what you think. So if you're fearing something bloody is about to happen, market will shock you by doing the complete opposite, because that's how they kick off the FOMO. And when I'm saying they, I'm saying the people who are totally in control of what the price action is right now, because they're literally controlling the narrative. They've got millions, billions of dollars to throw and buy and do whatever they want, right? And that's what's happening right now. The market makers are literally making the price, manipulating the prices, and that's what's happening. And there's nothing illegal about that. They just doing what they can. As long as they can control the narrative, they can. They're controlling it with media, they're controlling it with social media, with like other marketing tools and whatnot, right? And that's how they control the market. Let's just put it this way. But obviously this recent one that we had was more like a black swan because it was actually more politically orientated, and we just haven't recovered. Also, the market itself, crypto market itself, is kind of correlated with the stock market. So the stock markets also suffered a similar kind of effect. So it's not just us, it's the entire globe. Again, because it was a political motivation behind it, right? So let's see what happens. I think what I mentioned before as well, a lot of people have to kind of stop looking at the politics, stop looking at the news, right? All the garbage that's on there, the BS that we have. And if they just focus on the market and the price structure and what the charts are saying, because so far the news has been coming later. True, yeah, we've had news, but we've kind of thrown numbers out there and analyzed the market based on the structure, based on the technical patterns, and kind of predicted what was about to happen, right? And that had nothing to do with the political structure. So ultimately, I'm just saying, look, I'm going to ignore all of the news, everything. I don't really care much and I don't really know much, right, about the news because I don't follow it. That is true. I just don't follow it. So for me, I'm not too fussed about it. I'm following the structure on the charts, and the charts so far are saying 93,800 needs to be held. That's the support zone we must hold in order to continue moving forward. So the upward momentum can only move forward as long as we hold 93,800. So we're still not in the risk area. If we fall below the 93,800, then we could potentially look at the 86,000 or the 88,000, that kind of a range, which we've spoken about before as well. And if that happens, then unfortunately we could potentially even head towards the invalidation point. But we're all praying that doesn't happen. We're all praying the market actually does a recovery, because this is the third red candle on a weekly, and traditionally we don't really have that many unless we're in a bear market. So in a bear market, we could have continuous reds. Every week is going to be a red, right? So of course, when we hit that threshold of $78,000 level, for us that would be the moment, right? Okay guys, just pack your bags and wait until next season, right? But of course, you know, as long as we are still showing upward momentum, we're still showing signals that we want to go up, then we hold, right? And so far all the signals are still strong, saying we want to go forward. So let's see what happens. And I mentioned this a couple of months ago as well, or I think a month ago when I did a live stream. I said, guys, if the market corrects, then it would potentially add time. So it's all about prolonging the bull run. So that's one of the reasons why it was healthy for us to have a correction, except this one, right? Because it prolongs it. And now we can actually start looking at a longer time for us to continue this bull market. So yes, are we still in a bull run? Technically we're not. So bull run is when we move up, we're in a bear run. But are we still in a bull market? Yes, we still are in a bull market. We have not invalidated that. In fact, the time we 100% confirm that we are now in a bear market would be around the $54,500 level, which is 50% of the all-time high. So when we hit the 50% of the all-time high, that's basically 100% proof and evidence that we are now in a bear market. But as you can understand, that's going to be too late for most people to wait for that number to come. Hence why we have a different threshold. We have a different invalidation point based on some maths that I do, and that tells us that that's where we're going to invalidate. So hence why I said the $76,000 to $78,000 level would be a level that we need to kind of focus on. That would technically invalidate the market, and then we could start dipping down even further. So let's hope we do not go anywhere below 93,800 so far, and we push forward from here. Of course, this week could be bloody. However, I do have a feeling, strong feeling, that around Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, we could potentially start moving. So that's tomorrow. So we don't really have much time left, right? We could potentially start moving, and the market could show signs of recovery. But that 98,400 is a critical level right now. We have to get back above that in order for us to reverse the current bearish trend that we have and start a bullish trend again. So let's hope for that. Let's see what happens. And yeah, I mean, you'll see as soon as we get above that it won't take us long to get back to 100K and test that $103,000 level. Again, let me see if I can flip the camera. How do I flip the camera? Sorry, I've just, it's a new device, so I'm not sure how some of this stuff work, but I'm going to try and see if I can flip the camera. If I can flip the camera, I will show you. 1 second. No, I can't flip the camera. Sorry guys, I don't know how to flip the camera. Sorry. But I was going to show you the chart basically, but again, I don't have to. If you're on Discord, you will see that my BTC chart has a line drawn at 103,442, right? That's the number. And then another one is at 86,084 is there, and then a blue line is around the 98,453. Again, I'll publish another copy of that if you need to, but I'm sure it's pinned on Discord. Someone pinned it already, so you can see that these are the levels, the critical resistance levels right now, right, which we fell below, obviously, hence why they become resistance. So that's where we have to go, and we don't really have much support other than looking at the 93,800. That seems to be a good enough strong support. It's a strong enough support. It's got a 2-week support zone there. Hopefully if we can hold that, we're good. All right, 95 is also a strong support. Let's see, but I'm not talking about 95, I'm talking about the worst case scenario, and see where we go from there. So other than that guys, I'm not going to make this video any longer. I do appreciate all of you guys who have come to watch this video. Thank you very much. I will try and do a live stream. Of course, I said to you guys all the time, if you do want me to come on a live, all you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask, right? And if I have time, I will definitely come on live and I will do one for you guys. So other than that, like, share, subscribe. My name is Sham, this is Zero-X5, and truth is always out there. Some of the evidence that I've talked about will be either here, because the numbers I've given or the stuff I've said, or the evidence will be in Discord, where I've actually published the charts with the lines and numbers on it. So go and have a look at that. If I knew how to flip the camera here, I would have shown you my chart, but it doesn't matter. I'll post something later on. So other than that, smash the like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and let's grow the community and see where we go from here. And yeah, just kind of busy, but I'll see you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.